be France's evening, and we are happy to present Brazilian evening.
Good evening, welcome to our Brazilian evening. I'm Romulo, those are Leandro and Vitória, and today we're pleased to present our culture, customs, and beauties. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, raise your hand, and we will be pleased to answer you. Meine Damen und Herren, also kurz auf Deutsch, herzlich willkommen zu unserer Brasilianischen Abend. Wir werden heute leider auf Englisch präsentieren, weil die internationalen Abend normalerweise so sind. Aber hier an beider Seite sind noch ein paar Slides auf Deutsch. Und falls Sie trotzdem nicht verstehen, können Sie einfach die Hand hochhalten und wir erklären. Also wir erklären das gerne. So let's start with a friend of us, Leo. We will play our national anthem in the guitar. This is a good luck stripe. When you put it on, you make 3 wishes, and you put it in your arm, in your leg, somewhere, and do three knots. And you can take it off. When it comes from a long off, the 3 wishes will come true. So let's start talking about our history. We were discovered by the Portuguese. Pedro Álvares Cabral was the first guy who arrived in Brazil in 1500s. In 1822, we became independent from Portugal. This guy is our first king, Dom Pedro I. And in 1889, we became a republic. So our flag, we have 3 main colors. The green represents our forest. The yellow represents our gold. And that's our first questions. Who knows what the blue is? Raise your hand.
Well, the provinces.
The blue. Yeah, that's right. And we have 27 stars in our flag. Those are our 27 states of the Federation. And the writing here means ordem em progresso means order in progress.
So now, how Ron said, my name is Leandro, and feel free to ask for me. and I will start to talk about our geography. We are located in South America. We have 5 regions, 26 states, in 1 district, our capital. And this is one question. Someone here know the name of our capital? You? Yeah, right. Our population is about 200,000 people, and I have other 2 questions. Our currency, someone knows what is? Pesos, euro, or who said that? You win. Okay, and the other question is our official language. You know? Right. Okay, so we are a really big country, and we are make borders with a lot of other countries. For example, Argentina, Bolivia, Peru, Colombia, and so on. How I said, Aurora is real big, and we are 8 million square kilometers. We are the 5th biggest country in the world. Our coast is about 7,000 kilometers, and we are backed by Atlantic Ocean.
Okay, so tonight my name is Victoria. I will talk to you a little bit about Brazilian biomes. So, the first, Amazon is a rainforest, and it covers the veins in North Brazil. So this area is about 7 million square kilometers, and it belongs to 9 countries, but this area represents, the Brazilian area represents 60% of this biome. The Caatinga is the desert area, so we can find a lot of cacti and grass. Cerrado is like a desert, and we can find a lot of plantas here in the center. Atlantic forest, it covers the coast of Brazil, so that's why it's Atlantic forest, and it begins here in the south and ends in the northeast. Pampa is a lowland, and here the climate is mild and the soil is fertile, so it's good for agriculture. And Pantanal is the largest wetland area in the world, and this area, 80% of this area is submerged when it's rainy seasons. And we have a great diversity of aquatic plants. And in Brazil we have a large fauna, and I will show you some animals. And I will talk the names in Portuguese because we have no translator. So, tucano, onça pintada, mico-leão dourado, cobra coral, arara azul, peixe-boi, boto cor-de-rosa, and tamanduá.
Yeah, unfortunately, most of those animals are almost extinct. So now I'll talk about Brazilian culture. It's really hard to talk about Brazilian culture because we were colonized. As we were a colony, the Portuguese bought a lot of slaves from Africa to work in the mines, gold mines, and sugarcane plantations. After 1888, it was forbidden to have slaves in Brazil, so a lot of European people, mostly from Italy and Germany, but also from Ukraine, Poland, Spain, Portugal, came to Brazil, and their culture mixed with the native culture and made our culture. And as we are a really, really big country, each part of the country absorbed a different part of those cultures. So I'll start talking about the South. south is the part from Brazil, those 3 states here, where the most European came to. Maybe because our weather is not as warm as the rest from Brazil. It's not so cold as German winter, but this thing is normal in our winters. Like we have snow like every 10, 15 years. So we really love to eat meat. Most cattle meat. This is a normal thing. We eat that 2 or 3 times a week. And one trace of the German colonization is the Oktoberfest in Blumenau. It's the second biggest Oktoberfest in the world. Every year, over 600, 700,000 people goes to there to make Oktoberfest, like typical clothes and German music and everything like that. And this is a typical drink. That's a mate drink. We call it chimarrão with mate herb. And the people in Rio Grande do Sul, most often drink this almost every day.
So now we'll talk about the southeast of Brazil. We are located here. We have 4 areas here: São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, Minas Gerais, and Espírito Santo. We are the most economic developed of the Brazil, and we have the biggest number of factories. This picture is from Rio de Janeiro. I think everyone knows this picture. This guy with the open arm is Jesus Christ. This is a typical food from this area of Brazil. It's a bread with cheese. It's really, really good, and I hope everyone liked that because we did that for you tonight. This last picture here, it's bottles of cachaça. Cachaça is a typical alcohol drink from Brazil, and with that we make caipirinha, the famous caipirinha.
The Middle West is located in the middle of Brazil, of course, and there's a lot of farms and dry weather, and because of the weather and the soil, we have a lot of agriculture there. And also in Middle West, we have the capital of Brazil, here, Brasilia. And Brasilia was, the city has a farm for an airplane, and was built in 5 years. So the big cities, they are around Brasilia, and the other part is this farm.
So Northeast. Northeast is in Brazil where the most African culture, where you can see the most African culture. You can see that in the religion, food, dance, everything. This is one of the African heritage, one dance, fight dance. Who knows what's the name of the dances? Wait. Okay. Just raise your hand and wait. Because okay, this is another dance, it's called frevo. It's like with the umbrella and then like really happy. Really hard, really happy. So the Northeast is the hottest region from Brazil. It has also the most beautiful beaches in the world. So it becomes, of course, the most part of the tourists. And this is cultural heritage from Brazil. We call that Baianas. In Salvador, as a city, almost here, you can see them everywhere, and they sell a really good food called acarajé. It's really spicy, but really, really good.
So now we'll talk about the north of Brazil, where is located the Amazon forest. It's a really big area. Here we have a typical food from this area called açaí. It's from a fruit, and we eat that like ice cream. It's really good. Here, it's important to remain in Brazil. all Brazil we have indigenous people, but in this area we can find the most concentration of indigenous. His picture is because it's really hard to get there in this region with a car, for example. We need to use ships, okay, because we don't have roads there. In this picture, it's a big festival we have there, Siso de Nazaré.
Brazil is a big country, as everybody knows, but we have some general culture that we made in the whole country. So, for example, we have caipirinha, that it's an alcoholic drink, and it's made with cachaça, lemon, ice, and sugar. Feijoada, we have tonight, and you can prove it. It's beans and pork meat, and we eat this with rice. Havaianas, it's a brand of sandals, and every Brazilian has at least a pair of these sandals. And barbecue, as Romulo said, we eat a lot of meat, but it's red meat and sometimes also chicken. In Brazil, we love sports, but the most popular is football, but also volley. And we have a really good sweet that this type of candy. The name is brigadeiro, and it's made with condensed milk and chocolate. And we also tried it today. And now we have a presentation for Brazilian music and dance. So that's called